Hi everybody! Today we are going to learn on how to write informal letter. So what are we going to learn? Number 1, format. Number 2, what are the language that we are going to use for informal letter? Number 3, knowing our audience. Number 4, how are we going to write dates? Number 5, complementary clause. Number 6, connectors. Number 7, how to plan our essay. Number 8, sample of introductions followed by sample of conclusions. And lastly, sample essay. On to the next section, format. Informal letter, we must have number 1, the writer's address. Number 2, date. Number 3, we need to have a salutation. Number 4, the greetings and the introduction of the paragraph, body paragraphs. Conclusion. Complementary clause. Lastly, sender's signature. Next section, language. What is the language for writing informal letter? When we are writing informal letter, number 1, it is informal. Number 2, it means that we can use short forms, for example, can't, don't, I'm, you're. Although we can use short forms, but we cannot use slang, for example, wanna, gonna, and love. We cannot use SMS language too. For example, love, I, you, G9. Next segment, audience. You must know who are you writing to. Is it to your parents? Or your brother or sister? Your cousin? Your uncle or auntie? Your grandfather or grandmother? Or your friend? Next segment, dates. What is the best way of writing an error-free date? Usually, we are confused with the spelling of the month with the Bahasa Melayu, whether it is MEI or MAY. So which month do we choose? Which month that we can be sure that the spelling is correct? We can use April, September, or November. Don't worry, you won't be penalized for writing fake dates. On to the next segment, complementary clause. There are a lot of ways in writing your complementary clause. For instance, yours sincerely. Don't forget to add S behind your in yours sincerely. You can write your daughter or your son if you're writing to your parents. If you're writing to your friend, you can just write your friend. Don't forget to put a comma after the word sincerely, daughter, son, and friend. On to our next section, connectors. Do you know that your essay will be very boring if there is no linking words or connectors? Linking words or connectors helps to connect your ideas together. So what are the linking words we need? When we give extra information, we can use in addition, furthermore, besides that, moreover, additionally, and to. When we are giving opinions, we can use connectors like personally I think, I believe, I feel, in my opinion,
As for me, I think, it seems to me.
When we talk about cause and effect, we can use connectors like because, since, for, consequently, therefore, thus, as a result, for this reason, is due to, is caused by. When we want to persuade, we can use connectors like clearly, evidently, decidedly, besides that, undoubtedly. When we want to teach a person step by step or sequencing, we can use connectors like firstly, secondly, next, finally, previously, afterwards. As for giving examples, we can use for example, as an example, for instance, like, such as.
When we are making comparisons, we can use connectors like likewise, similarly, in contrast, even though.
Finally, we can conclude a piece of writing by using connectors like as a conclusion, finally, on the whole.
To sum up,
Let's move on to the next section, planning of paragraphs. There are several components in an essay, so what are they? The key to writing a good piece of essay is to plan it first. There are several components of an essay. These components we can outline in a form of a hamburger. So, what does the parts of the hamburger means? The top bun is the introduction. The lettuce is for body 1. The cheese is for body 2. The meat is for body 3. Lastly, the bottom bun is your conclusion. Now we know the components of an essay. How do we write it? What do we write in the introduction? For introduction of an informal letter, we must have opening remarks, greetings, and the purpose of the letter. As for body 1, what is the main point or point number 1 of your letter? Give 2 reasons for your point. It is the same for body 2 and body 3. As for conclusion, what do we write in it? We must have closing remarks. And what is the response do you expect to receive? Now, let's look at the sample introductions section. There are a lot of ways to start your letter. Here are a few introductions you can use, or you can mix and match it as you wish. Let's move on to the next section, sample conclusions. There are a lot of ways to conclude a letter. Here are some of it. You can mix and match it to suit your letter. Finally, our last section, sample essay.
Well, we have come to the end of our lesson. Hope you learned something from it. That's all, folks. Don't forget to subscribe my channel. And if you like my video, don't forget to click like. Thank you.
Video presentation and copyright by Jamie Lim Siu Ping.